is a little bit different than normal. We're getting you more involved. It's hard to teach leadership strategies, certain type of role developments and stuff. You really have to act those things out and be interactive with that. So we're gonna do a few activities to help with that, okay? But we're gonna talk about role prioritization and responsibilities, different leadership styles, and then delegation as well. I've met with a few of you already, but just as a general statement, go back and look at your course syllabus, and under recommended textbooks, it says the Charity, Prioritization, and Delegation for the NCLEX. Highly recommend you get that book. Yeah, that right there.
Yay.
Okay?
I got the fourth edition.
That's fine. Don't carry the edition, but find you one. If you've had a friend that recently graduated, something along those lines, it's on Amazon for $40, $50-ish. Okay? Going on?
I have mine for 30.
Huh?
I have mine for 30.
Drew got his for 30. Okay? So give it Drew for 30. But I highly recommend that you purchase that book. It's gonna get you really ready for the management HESI toward the end of the semester. It's all about prioritization, recognizing your role, recognizing your scope of practice, what action to take first, who should the nurse see first, that kind of stuff, but also delegating tasks. So it's got some next-gen NCLEX style questions in it as well, case studies, that kind of stuff. Gives you breakdown, rationale, why each answer is correct. It's a really good book to have on hand. If you can't find one, let me know. We'll try to get you one somewhere. Okay? I'm still waiting on mine in the mail too. So, all right. So, what makes a leader? Characteristics of a leader. As we're talking about characteristics of a leader, you got to think that a great nurse leader can fluctuate between any four of these. And these are just four. There's lots of others out there, but these are the four we're going to focus on. But a great nurse leader is going to go between all four of these, maybe in one shift, depending on what the need of that leadership style is at that point. So let's talk about them. A transformational leader. Good book. Let's do this better together. That summarizes that transformational type of leadership. I'm motivating, I'm inspiring my employees to seek out quality improvement ideas, quality improvement projects, trying to make the best version of themselves. I'm inspirational. Okay? Can anybody give me an example of a transformational leader? What kind of quality or characteristic do you think they could be? Any thoughts? Crickets.
Like an example of someone in the hospital, or like
Yeah, or how you would carry out a transformational leadership style.
like a mother-baby team.
Mother-baby team? Maybe. Let's get a little more specific.
Are you asking like who?
Yeah.
Yeah, transformational leader. Give me an example, a situation where you could be a transformational type of leader.
Charge nurse?
Charge nurse could be a good charge nurse. What type of situation could they be put in? So I'm thinking of an example like a nurse residency program, okay? Like we just talked about just a few minutes ago with East Alabama. So that leader or that residency coach is coaching that new grad RN to better themselves, to have that quality improvement. Coaching that RN through that, but promoting excellence at the same time. Making sure they're holding to those guidelines. So if they have a specific procedure for Foley insertion, making sure they're coaching them through that process, maintaining those guidelines, because they're wanting to see that excellence carried out throughout the entire hospital, but also through that nurse as well. Does that make sense?
So preceptorship could fall on that too.
Preceptorship could fall in that, yeah.
What huddle, like doing daily huddles?
Daily huddles, I like that. Yeah, that's good. Daily huddles. Trying to inspire your men. Well, y'all aren't really men, but inspire your men, you know what I'm talking about. I was thinking more maybe, so inspire your men. Inspire your nurses to follow those guidelines and provide a high quality, compassionate healthcare I've been through East Alabama's orientation a lot, high quality, compassionate healthcare. That's the kind of leader that this is, all right? Democratic leader. Let's decide together. That summarizes it up pretty well. Let's do this together. So we're encouraging that team's input. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your ideas on how to accomplish this goal. If I want to improve central line catheter infections, triple lumen catheter infections, let me get your thoughts and ideas on ways to improve. Let's hold that democratic voting process to come up with a common goal, a common plan. I'm listening to the thoughts and ideas of my peers. I'm being that type of leader. With that, you're gonna have a lot of engagement from your employees, from your fellow nurses, your peers, because they feel like they're being heard. They're excited. They're having this opportunity to present their ideas, their thoughts, and have a really good influence on that decision. But with that, the decision-making process is slow at the same time, right? You ever try to plan a family vacation and you have like 40 people, you don't know where you want to go, you don't know where you want to eat, what hotel you're going to stay at that week. Well, I can't afford that, can we try this other place? Even like simple dinner plans with your friends. How hard is it to get a dinner plan with your friends? There's a lot of votes, thoughts, and opinions, okay? So sometimes it can kind of slow up the decision process, but the nurses really like it. People really like it because they feel like they're heard, okay? An autocratic leadership style or authoritarian style of leadership, sometimes it's kind of a dictator style of leadership as well. I decide and you do it now. No input from others. It's whatever my ideas, whatever my thoughts are, and you're gonna do it now. That's all I care about. All right? Can this be an effective strategy?
It can be.
Okay. What kind of situation would I be in where I need an autocratic? What?
A code situation.
A code situation. Good. All right. Do you need one person in charge during a code? All right. Am I gonna ask everybody else, hey, do you think we should shop? Hey, do you think we should give meds? I don't have time for that, right? So whoever's leading that code, that physician or that charge nurse, they're gonna lead that code to the best of their abilities, and they're really not gonna get thoughts and ideas from others. But again, remember, we are fluctuating between some of these different styles of leadership. So at some point, even during a code, initially, yeah, we're gonna have an autocratic style. But then, toward the end of a code, if things aren't running well, usually that physician or that charge nurse or whoever says, does anybody else have any other ideas? Any thoughts that we could do? And somebody might say, calcium, we need to give calcium. We need to give bicarb, okay? So whoever was in that code the other night, there was a very autocratic style of leadership. It was a terrible experience, but we all made it through. But that gives you a good example of that, okay? Any other thoughts on autocratic? Big things with autocratic, it's very efficient in these crisis situations, but it's a real big negative for a lot of people, all right? You don't want an authoritative, autocratic style of leadership for an extended period of time, right? It discourages that creativity, people from speaking out, engaging in the hospital's mission or goal. Because if they say something, what's it matter? The leader's just gonna overrule them anyway, all right? So he really discourages them in that way. The last one we're gonna talk about is a laissez-faire style relationship. Do whatever you think is best, all right? This is a very hands-off approach for this leader. So a charge nurse that's absent, that's busy doing other things, maybe they're on a different unit altogether, and they just hope for the best, okay? Let the new grads free, see what happens, okay? So do whatever you think is best. Now, That sounds pretty scary, right?
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If you have clinical experts, you have people that have several years of experience that are able to lead, even though they're not in a traditional leadership role, that those new grads can kind of follow. Maybe that nurse with 10 years experiences kind of takes them under their wing, shows them the steps to be a good nurse. That could work, that kind of hands-off approach. And people really like that. It offers a very high degree of autonomy. As an ICU nurse, I really like a high degree of autonomy. I like to make my decisions independently of anybody else. I feel confident in my skills and my abilities to work autonomously, work independently. But it can also lead to a lack of direction, right? One new grad nurse wants to go over here and do this thing, the expert nurse wants to go over here and do this thing. There's no common goal, thought process behind this style of leadership. So it could go one of two ways, okay? Remember that a great nurse leader fluctuates between these all, maybe in a shift, maybe throughout their career. At different times, they need to go in between some of these together. Does anybody know what type of leader they are? Chuck, what kind of leader are you? I'm sure you've had some
I've
supervisors.
floated a bit democratic to transformational, not a whole lot of autocratic, but I can, depends on the situation.
Yeah. I like democratic or laissez-faire. That's usually what I go with. I like everybody's thoughts and opinions, and I like people to like me, so I don't really like autocratic. Sometimes when I see some stuff, then I'll switch to autocratic leadership. Normally I don't want to be a leader at all, and I want someone else to take the leadership role, and then it falls on me at some point, so I kind of take over times. But so I fluctuate a lot. Anybody else have any experience with leadership? No? You weren't shift manager at Chicken Flight? Chicken, what was it? Chicken Sling?
Chickens.
What was it called?
No, I'm not. We work together there sometimes.
Okay, so were you shift leader?
Yes.
Alright, were you authoritative?
You wouldn't let us leave. You wouldn't let me leave one time.
I
My
cannot
mom
see
passed
that.
out at work and they needed somebody to come and get her. She's like, you're not leaving. I'm like, that's your moment too.
Okay, alright, so things are coming out apparently at Chicken Sling. We're learning more and more about people. Okay, let's explore what type of leader we may potentially be, okay? Come on. There we go. All right. So, icebreaker activity. If you've done this before, don't ruin it for everybody else. Put all your phones away, all your devices away. Don't look this stuff up. Okay? So, to begin with, we'll each have an individual time, and then we'll break out into teams, and we'll see how you do, okay? So, take one and pass, please. Hold on before you get started, we'll take some time. Won't start just yet.
Hand of the dictator.
You know, it might not be that bad to be adrift on a private yacht in the South Pacific right now. I'm cold when I study all the time.
Alright. So take a look at the top section. This is the same as your scenario. Here's your scenario. You're adrift on a private yacht in the South Pacific. As a consequence of a fire of unknown origin, much of the yacht and its contents have been destroyed. The yacht is now slowly sinking. Your location is unclear because of the destruction of critical navigation equipment and because you and the crew were distracted trying to bring the fire under control. Your best estimate is that you are approximately 1,000 miles southwest of the nearest island. Below is a list of 15 items that are intact and undamaged after the fire. In addition to these articles, you have a serviceable rubber life raft with oars large enough to carry yourself, the crew, and all the items listed below. The total contents of all survivors' pockets are a package of cigarettes, several books of matches, and 5 $1 bills. Your task is to rank the 15 items below in terms of their importance to survival. Place the number 1 by the most important item, the number 2 by the second most important, and so on through number 15, the least important item. Okay? So take 15 minutes, go through your list of items. Don't work together right now, work by yourself, and then we'll come together. So let's take about 15 minutes. Don't use outside